everybody, it's your girl Jazz. Today I will be reviewing the Airhawk, the Pro Automatic Cordless Tire Inflator. We're going to test out a couple of things to see if it inflates, and then at the end we're going to ultimately test out on whether it's true or not and it inflates a tire. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what all the fuss is about. Open! Things so hard for me to open. There we go. Alright, let's see what all kind of goodies we get. And then we're going to charge it up and test it out. So we got our manual. Got a nice little carrying case. Not bad. We've got the charging cord. Oops. We got the charging docking station, which I think, no, wait, is this? Airhawk Pro, blah, blah, blah. I guess this is a docking station. Or maybe that's the battery itself. I think that's what it is. So we've got two batteries, it looks like. We've got the device itself. Ouch. And then the attachment hose. So I'm going to just test it out to see if it turns on. The battery's on. I didn't do that. Now I see why it's locked. Okay, so it does semi-work. Don't laugh at me because I got scared. I didn't know what the button did. Alright, so let me see. It looks like you got one corded and one uncorded, which is weird because there's something in here. We're going to figure out what that is. Get out! Oh, it's for the car. That's good. You have a backup. Or in case you guys, you know, leave it in your car and then like, oh crap, I need a backup. That's always good. Now, how did you fit back in there? It's like a puzzle. Go in. Nice little holder. Can't even really tell unless you look at the bottom. Alright, and then it also comes with two little needles. One for a basketball and one for something else. I guess like inflatables and things like that. So just gonna push it in. It does not need to be screwed. It's just a piece of rubber to kind of hold it in tight. So this is just kind of locking it in place a little bit. So you're just gonna push it through. You can twist it, but there's not actually any tread on the inside. So this is a little piece of rubber. I actually can see inside of it. You really can't, based on the camera, of course. But there's absolutely no tread in there, so you're just gonna have to push it through. Since it came out, I'm just gonna go ahead and push it through that way. Oh wait, maybe not. Make sure the attachment's on here. Push the rubber through. Like that. You see. Push it through again, and then screw on. Probably did it backwards, but let me do it my way. So screw it on tight. Alright, so for the first thing, we're going to kind of work on from the easiest thing, lightest thing, which is going to be an inflatable. Then we're going to go on basketball, and then our tire. So, where's my inflatable? We're going to start out with, as I've mentioned before, we're going to start out with the inflatable. We're going to move to the basketball, and then we're going to head outside, which I'm not really too thrilled about because it's cold and windy. And we're going to check out the tires. I have to, actually, because otherwise how am I going to get to work? Alright, so we're going to test this out. Make sure it's in there nice and fitted. Turn it on and get going. it's safe to say it works on inflatables. I don't think it's full. Yeah, no, it's actually pretty filled up. Alright, so we know it works on this one, so there's no really point in filling up this side. Plus, we can't go to the pool today because it's cold and ugly out. So, well, I sulk. Let's move on to the basketball. Finished up the floaty. Now we're going to move on to the next step and fill up a basketball and see how long that takes. And then we're going to go outside in the cold weather, which I'm not too thrilled about, and check out to see if it works on ultimately the tire, because I'm pretty sure that's what you're going to be using it for most. So I've already added the needle, or the, I guess that's what it's called, little needle. Well, that's what it looks like anyways. So we're going to call it a needle. So we're going to use the needle, which it does come with it as a reminder. And we're going to try and fill up this basketball. It's about as empty as it's going to get. I don't think it's going to allow me to take out any more air. Because actually, as I was trying to take air, it was kind of inflating up again. So yeah, I can't get any more air in it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this situated, make sure it's nice and in. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And then turn on my Fitbit, which I'm using as a timer to see how long it takes. Oh, I've done 3,300 steps today. All right. Oh, wow, that's quick. Which I know you really can't hear me. Alright, so I went ahead and stopped it because it's based off the ball itself. It states inflate to 7 to 9 PSI. And based off my Airhawk, the PSI listed on here was 7.0. So, oops, it took less than a minute because I didn't stop it in time. The time was a little over a minute. Let me see if it'll still show. Nope, already. Oh no, there it goes. A minute and 15 seconds is what it has right now, and obviously I stopped it before then. So, pretty quick fill up. Alright, now for the dreaded coldness, and let's head outside to see if it works on the tire. Alright, so I'm going to use this device, which is a sports gauge, to determine my PSI for my tires. My tires specifically are supposed to be 37 PSI. Currently they are sitting at, make sure it's on first. Sitting at 14 PSI. So, I'm using my Fitbit to use it as a timer because obviously I can't use my phone. So we're going to make sure this is screwed in properly. You can hear the air releasing. That's how you know it's on properly. Turn it on. So, the Airhawk is showing 13.5 PSI. So we're going to set it to 37, which is mine, for my tires. We're going to turn on my Fitbit. So we're use my Fitbit, turn it on, put it in sleep mode as a timer. As it works, there it goes. We have to go. So now it's increasing. So we're sitting at 37 PSI. It took about 5 minutes. Turn off. Alright, so this is pretty hot right here. Let's see how long it took. Almost 6 minutes. 5.5 to 6 minutes to fill it up. We're going to start it. See what this says. So we're going to turn it off. Turn it back on with PSI located. See where it's sitting. sitting at 34.5. So the PSI on here, on the AirHawk, is not accurate. But, you know, it doesn't. I thought it was going to automatically shut off. Obviously it doesn't. So we're going to continue filling it up. And I'll see you back in the studio. Alright, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. What do I think about this? It worked. So little pros and cons. I like the fact that it does come with a couple of attachments. So you don't have to go, you know, run out if you're needing to air out a tire, a bike, or anything like that. You've got the attachments with you right here. It does come with a nice little carrying case. Pretty lightweight. I love this. The extra attachment that plugs into your car. Because if you're going to leave it in your car, you don't know when you're going to use it. And essentially the battery could easily die without you knowing it. And then maybe you might just be out of luck. But luckily with this, you have a backup plan with it. So that's a huge, huge benefit. A couple of things I'm not too fond of. Whenever I was filling up the tire, the attachment did get pretty warm. Actually, I didn't really want to touch it, but I didn't burn myself either. So it did get pretty warm. I think all of it pretty much got kind of warm to it. So it can get overheated, which is a bit of a downside. But, I mean, if your tire is as low as mine was, what would I set it to? 22, 20? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was a 15. That's what it was. 15, 16, somewhere around there. I mean, I highly doubt your tire is going to get that low unless there's an actual hole in it. Or you haven't driven it in forever and a day. So the likelihood of it getting that low, at least in my opinion, isn't very common. Unless you've got other problems with it. Let's see what else. I like the fact that it's lightweight. It's pretty compacted. You don't really have to worry about it, you know, taking up any space in your trunk or anything like that. I like the fact that it does have your PSI on it. So if you don't know, you know, you don't have to have another attachment or anything like that. As far as my PSI gauge that I use, my sporty gauge, as an extra kind of secondary opinion, so to speak, it was a little off. Honestly, I'm not sure which one is off, whether it be the AirHawk or my personal gauge. Maybe 0.5 off between the AirHawk and my personal gauge. Like I said, I don't know which one's the most accurate or not. I've used the gauge in the one that I use to compare it to. I've used it forever, it seems like, so it's worked. But it was only 0.5 off. It's not a huge difference. I'm pretty sure if you're still 0.5 lower than what your car is suggested for the PSI, then obviously it just needs to be adjusted a little bit. One of the huge things that I do really like about this is if you're filling up your tire, you can set it to the appropriate PSI for your tire and it'll automatically stop. So that's, you know, you don't have to, like, you know, if you're like me playing on your phone or something like that while you're, you know, airing up your tire, you don't have to worry about, is it going to blow up? Is it going to, you know, over air it, you know, or get too much air or anything like that? You don't have to worry about that. So you definitely have peace of mind if you're not really paying attention, or maybe if you're distracted with maybe kids or, you know, friends, whatever the case may be, you don't really have to worry about that. Let's see. I do like the fact that the attachments, you know, it does come with the attachments, but it also has a little holder for them, so you don't have to worry about any additional, you know, having to keep up with it or anything like that. Like I mentioned before, it does come with a case, and these will be going back into my car as soon as I'm done with this video, because ironically enough, I had to use it as I was driving to work the other day. I had to put air in my tire, and I was like, uh-oh, I don't want to make it to, you know, having to run the gas station or anything like that. Pull this out, filled up my tire on my own. So ladies, this will definitely be something that you may want to keep in your car. Of course, fellas, if you're into cars, you probably already have, you know, your own setup. But yes, I would definitely add this to any, you know, I guess just the back of your trunk, you know, trunk. This will actually be a great Christmas present as well. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. And make sure that you subscribe, of course. And in the meantime, stay tuned. Stay jazzy. Thanks for watching.